Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, has intervened in the EU referendum campaign with a strong attack on Nigel Farage. He's accused the UKIP leader of legitimising racism when he suggested staying in the EU might lead to sex attacks like those in Germany during the New Year celebrations. Mr Farage has denied saying anything racist. Tonight he'll take part in a television discussion, also involving David Cameron. Here's our political editor, Laura Koonsberg.
There's a long way to go. There's a long way to go, but we're in with a shout.
So shy of self-promotion, Nigel Farage advertising his own appearance on TV tonight, prepping for a fight he's spent his whole career waiting for.
I'm ready for this. I've been campaigning for a quarter of a century for Britain to leave the European Union, and I will do tonight what I've always done. I will simply tell the truth, and I will invite the Prime Minister to do the same.
Battling accusations too that he'll use race to win.
At least I tell the truth, and at least I'm prepared to stand up for the interests of this country. Look, I'm used to this. If they start getting personal, if they start getting nasty, and I saw a specimen of this back in 2014, after that happened, we went on to win the European elections, and the fact they're stooping to these depths means we are now winning.
But he grabbed attention with his earlier suggestion that women could be at risk from sex attacks from migrants in the EU. The Archbishop of Canterbury, the latest to object.
An inexcusable pandering to people's worries and prejudices. That's giving legitimisation to racism. So what that is accentuating fear for political gain, and that is absolutely inexcusable.
A helpful line of attack for David Cameron, perhaps, as the stage is prepared for the Prime Minister and Nigel Farage on TV tonight. But the Prime Minister made his own appearance first, perhaps rather hot and bothered, pushing warnings from Hitachi, the World Trade Organization and the American Central Bank about leaving the EU. Choose to stay, he implores you.
Listen to the experts. Don't stand on the sidelines. This matters for you. There are no second chances, no reruns.
Don't believe anyone, he says, even his Tory friends, who tell you we'd be better off out.
A Leave campaign resorting to total untruths to con people into taking a leap in the dark. It is irresponsible, it is wrong.
You sound like you're pleading with voters this morning to listen to you, not some of your own cabinet colleagues. Are you worried you're losing?
Not at all. What I'm worried about, what I'm concerned about, is that people are being told things that aren't correct.
Outers want a head-to-head clash, though. The Leave campaign's called again for the Prime Minister to debate them. And what they repeatedly claim is scaremongering from his side.
I think it's actually quite disappointing to hear so much negative rhetoric now coming from the UK government itself and people from the Remain campaign, because this is a great country and a great economy. And I think what people know is that we can do brilliantly if we take back control.
But this debate's proving unwieldy. It's now voters who are taking sides. Controlling the campaign clashes is perhaps now out of the politicians' reach.
And in the last half hour, Nigel Farage has delved in again, accusing the Archbishop of Canterbury of some kind of confected outrage. But it's the Prime Minister who will draw fire from Mr Farage tonight. Both men will appear on stage here at the Olympic Park in East London, not at the same time, but they will both take questions from the same audience. And you know, it's interesting to think perhaps these are the two politicians in the country for whom this matters the most. Mr Farage has arguably done more than any other politician to bring this referendum about in the first place. And for David Cameron, he's fighting not just to keep the country in the EU, but for his own legacy and for the Conservative Party. Two men whose careers will be largely decided by the referendum result. But of course, all of our votes will shape the country's future too.
Thank you, Laura.